I invite His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Iran, to give his speech. The floor is yours.
In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. His Excellency Mr. Abdul Fattah al-Sisi, the Honorable President of Arab Republic of Egypt. Once again, I would like to express my gratitude for the efforts of Your Excellency in holding this important meeting with the presence of the leaders and officials of the countries participating in the meeting on the D-8 and other esteemed guests, as well as the efforts and assistance of the government and people of Egypt to the people of Gaza and Palestine. Excellencies, honorable participants, today we have gathered in a situation where the West Asian region is in a very sensitive, complex, and unstable situation. Now that we are passing the last days of the 14th month of the war of the Israeli regime against Gaza, we are witnessing the commission of a series of all the tragedies and crimes of human history against the Palestinian nation. And in addition, the Zionist regime has been carrying out brutal attacks in Lebanon and Syria in recent months. The aggressions of the past 1 year have not only deprived the Palestinian people of their rights, such as the right to independence, self-determination, security, well-being, and education, but today it has also taken away the right to eat and drink, to know the fate of family members, and to live without hearing the sound of explosions, especially for women and children. The severity of the crimes committed by the Zionist regime in Gaza Strip and the dire humanitarian conditions in this area are such that it has deeply wounded the conscience of all noble people around the world and made the countries and international organizations to become vocal about them. There should be no further delay or hesitation to confront such widespread crimes, aggressions, and we need to place the issue on the top of our agenda with our synergy and coordination and come up with urgent endeavors to do so. The first step to stop these aggressions is to pressure this regime for a ceasefire in Gaza and to stop attacks on Lebanon and Syria. This should be the most important humanitarian and moral priority of the countries of the region and the members of the D-8 organization. The rapid withdrawal of the Zionist occupiers from Gaza and the West Bank, the facilitation of the arrival of humanitarian aid in Gaza, the arrangement of existing mechanisms for the return of people to their places of residence in different areas of Gaza, and the provision of the necessary arrangements for the reconstruction should still be among our priority demands and those of other international bodies. I would like to emphasize that the Islamic Republic of Iran welcomes and supports any Palestinian agreement that is acceptable to all Palestinian people and groups and based upon the consensus of all Palestinian groups, as I said. The right to determine the fate of the Palestinian nation should be respected, and their intellectual and political maturity should be respected to determine their future and destiny. It is the same in Lebanon and Syria. In Lebanon, with extensive efforts to prevent the killing of civilians and innocents, ultimately the text of the ceasefire was finally prepared, and despite the resistance having some considerations and with the aim of consolidating the internal national harmony, it agreed with it, but unfortunately the other side keeps violating the ceasefire. We demand the creation of a safe environment in Lebanon and the return of people to normal life, and we request other countries to extend their support in exerting pressure on the Zionist regime to stay committed to its obligations and also to do the same with regards to the issues of reconstruction and normalization of people's living conditions and provide economic and infrastructure aid to Lebanon. The need to urgently deal with the situation of the displaced and homeless people due to the destruction of houses and urgent international aid to Lebanon is emphasized, and regarding the election of the Lebanese president, we also believe that this is an internal matter that must be agreed upon by all the political groups present on the political stage of that country. In the case of Syria, while strongly condemning very strongly the Zionist regime's attacks on the infrastructure and properties of that country and expressing complete disappointment at the silence of international organizations and bodies, especially the United Nations, regarding the aggressions of this regime and the occupation of the territory of Syria. We demand the complete withdrawal of the occupiers and the restoration of stability and security to this country. We believe in the participation of all groups and their contributions and the other factions, all factions in the future government of Syria, and respect for the good neighborliness and constructive relations with the Islamic world and the countries of the region, as well as the respect for different beliefs and religions in Syria. We strongly believe that the diverse religious beliefs and faith of the Syrian people should be respected, and the followers should live together and join hands to guarantee the stability and security of the country. We demand respect to be shown to the private property of people and public places and protection of the property belonging to the government of Iran in Syria, and hold the group that controls Damascus responsible for this. In conclusion, I would like to present some proposals of the Islamic Republic of Iran on the issue of Palestine for the consideration and decision of the members as follows. Number 1. Creating a support program for the D-8 organization regarding Palestine, focusing on meeting the development needs and reconstruction of Palestine. 2. Forming the contact group of D-8 to accompany the contact group of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in the international pursuit of stopping the war against Gaza and sending international humanitarian aid to this region. 3. Establishing a D-8 fund for the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip and Lebanon and the rehabilitation pertaining to its residents. 4. The need for the support of the members of the organization to recognize the Israeli regime as an apartheid entity, and as well as joint efforts of the member states to revive the Resolution 3379 of the United Nations General Assembly. Number 5. Forming a joint legal committee of the members of the organization in order to provide legal support to Palestine in the current international legal campaigns in the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court, and to prosecute the Israeli regime officials and the murderers of more than 17,000 innocent Palestinian children. In conclusion, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I hope that the achievements of this meeting will alleviate the problems and pains of the oppressed people of Palestine. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.